Take a deep breath in, get grounded, and become aware of yourself as an energy system. Become aware that I, the soul, am fully present, and I am energy. And I want you to imagine yourself as that egg-shaped field with the light at the center of it. One consistent flame of light that represents all of the frequencies of 308 chakras. All of the electromagnetic field flow shining in one light. All of your primary chakras are present, but we have one light at the center of your auric fields as a steady flame representing your being present in this universe, on this plane, during this lifetime. And establish it as a very simple, basic picture. You are nothing more than an egg with a light in it. Keep it as simple as possible. An egg with a light in it. Make sure that the light looks like a candle flame, because we want to see it flicker. We want to see it dance. We want to see it respond to the external flow that impacts on your egg. And while you're there, check, if you will, if your egg-shaped auric field has a nice thick shell at the end of it. If the outermost body has a nice, thick, porous, shell-like cover in order to protect you from the world beyond it. Exactly like the egg shell on an egg. And if you can't feel one or experience one, then let us create it so that all of the glancing blows and any other type of blow has a lessened or less intensive impact on your auric field. So there on the outermost edges of your auric field, imagine the egg shape. You may see blue lining on it because we have done Archangel Michael meditations and asked for your protection. You may see that it has a cloudy white effect on it, as if the etheric field is flowing into the ether beyond it. Or you may see a thin white line indicating the edge of your last spiritual body as it meets the rest of the universe in breathing for you. However you see it, however you feel it, I want you to make it as three-dimensional as possible. That I, the flame of light within the egg, fully contained, and I, the observer, so I am seeing it from the inside, and I am seeing it from the outside. I am seeing it as a multi-dimensional space from all sides now. And there in your mind's eye, I want you to paint the outermost shell or perimeter of your egg a deep, dark blue. Cover it in the deep, dark indigo of your third eye. I am protected by my innate wisdom. I, the soul, filters that which I require into my presence. Make sure the entire egg-shaped field is covered in a deep, dark indigo. My higher self protects me from my lower self. And when the entire field is covered in blue, I want you to paint it red. Put a nice thick layer of a deep, spicy, warm, grounding red all over the dark blue, completely containing it from the outside, so that the wisdom is now grounded, covered, even one might say hidden, available inwardly and inaccessible to the outside world. Cover it with a deep and abiding, warming, healing, passionate red, purposeful red, abundant red. And when the two layers are complete, I want you to note that if you're looking at yourself from the inside, from the perspective of the inner flame, your beingness is blue. And if you are looking at yourself from outside, as the external observer, your beingness is red. Just be very clear about that inside of your mind, in how you are visualizing and experiencing it. And where the two meet, where the red and blue meet, creating a porous lining between them, you will see the color purple. Where they flow into each other is a thin line of the color purple. And exactly like the shell of an egg, your auric field now has a porous protection that is able to allow things in and allow things out via osmosis, while filtering what flows in and filtering what flows out. Exactly like the shell of an egg, it is fragile. But unlike the shell of an egg, It never cracks and breaks. Within this porous lining is your entire electromagnetic field, with the lines of latitude and longitude as you have visualized them before. Layer upon layer upon layer of energy body, with a set of filters, electromagnetic filters, creating an entire field of energy, a matrix of information that is you. So just for a moment, there in your mind's eye, I want you to sense or imagine or feel any recent trauma or any well-remembered or life-changing or currently experienced trauma. As an event that is impacting on your auric field. I want you to imagine it as a series of balls of energy that are thrown at or fall on or are dropped on to your egg-shaped auric field. That the event has a series of blows, a series of impacts, is what by its very nature deems it traumatic. So pick any traumatizing event, the loss of a loved one, an actual collision, any of the top 10 human traumas of relocating, separating, graduating, making commitment, accidents, dis-ease and disease, lengthy illnesses, whatever you've chosen, symbolize it in your mind as a series of balls of energy that impact on your auric field. And as each of those balls impacts on your auric field, I want you to see or feel or imagine the reverberation of that as an actual streak or flow of energy, much like a lightning strike that goes from your outermost body to the flame at the center. Imagine each of those blows, each of those balls of energy as it hits onto your auric field, reverberates through it, all the way to the light at the center. And if there are enough balls and enough blows, you may feel that the light at the center is in fact experiencing a tsunami effect, a typhoon effect. Any kind of deep betrayal is a blow. Any kind of deep loss is a blow. And we call it deep because it reverberates from the outermost body all the way through the core of you that is the light of your being. You are in a safe and sacred space. Give yourself permission to recognize it, to feel it, to rest in it. To experience as it happens to you, and as it continues to happen to you, for as long as you remain unaware or unacknowledging. Some of you may have too many streaks of lightning flowing from the outermost auric field to the flame at the center. Too many balls and blows that show an accumulation effect. Too many traumas piled one on top of the other. Some of you may have one life-defining experience. Some of you may even just have one person who is a consistent source of traumatic experiences. Whatever the experience, see and feel and acknowledge the reverberation of it through to that light that is you at the center of your auric field. And you may see that light flicker and waver. You may see it struggle to stand tall and stable and flicker again. And if you have seen it blown out altogether, there within yourself be ruthlessly honest. If that light has died down completely, remind yourself that it cannot. Exactly like all that is source, energy never dies. The light never dies. Turn it up. Imagine that you are turning up the flame on a paraffin lamp, and turn it up. Make the conscious choice to be the light of your own life. To be the light that you were born to be. Turning up the light is not the same as getting on with it. Turning up the light is an honoring of all light. And whatever the trauma, whatever the experience that is bringing this resonating blow into the light itself and into your safest zones, it is yours. honor it, experience it, and in experiencing it, heal it. Where it comes from love, let it help you to turn up the light. Where it comes from the poison of others, let the light help you to release it. Turn up the light that you may release it. If love is the answer to every question, turn up the light. Is loving and being loved is the only purpose of every soul, turn up the light. Whatever the human trauma, we may turn it into a meaningful experience by turning up the light. In any moment, our fastest recourse to becoming more ourselves, to absorbing every blow and healing from it, our fastest recourse is to turn up the light. And as you turn up the light, one of two things becomes possible. Feel for yourself how your auric field responds to you consciously turning up the light, taking ownership of your sacred space, acknowledging and recognizing the blows. What happens to the deep blue and the hot spicy red beyond it? What happens when you turn up the light inside your auric field? Take your time, breathe through it, experience fully, and keep turning up the light, bit by bit. We cannot have the human experience without human trauma. But we can have the human experience of human trauma with grace, with love, with forgiveness. With God. And if every human trauma becomes an impetus to turn up your own light, to create a blessing within yourself, to awaken to a deeper, more profound wisdom that is you, then every human trauma becomes a blessing for self and others. Keep turning up the light. Feel the shifts and changes to your auric field as you do so. Just keep breathing gently and turning up the light. Let the flame grow as high and as bright as you can make it. Let it fill up the entire auric field. Until it glows so brightly that that layer that connects you to the rest of the universe and is blue on the inside and red on the outside appears to all as one color. The same color when you view it from the inside as the experiencer and the outside as the observer. Just keep breathing and turning up the light. And as you turn up the light, a lot of the unregistered, unrecognized blows begin to shift as they are placed in the light. The unknown, the ones you had no time for, begin to ease out. The accumulation eases out. Everything shifts into a new space of ease, that I may honor that which reaches the core of my being, that which is meaningfully mine. Always keeping the flame steady, stable. I live in honor of the love that meets me here. And just breathing gently, let it all stabilize. Register in your short-term memory how it feels, what level the flame is moved to, what color you may see your auric field as from inside and from outside, that the next time you do this meditation, you may begin where you left off, that we have an accumulation or collective effect. And then on a deep breath in, just let it all go. Get grounded once more. Make sure that you are centered and present with yourself. And just take a moment, just a quiet moment there within yourself. send a blessing, to send forgiveness to any and all parties involved in the wound, involved in manifesting and helping you create the trauma. Send your own light to help somebody else see the light. And then very gently, making sure you are properly grounded, bring yourself back to this moment. No? Okay. Good night. Bring yourself back to this moment, here and now.